How's it going, guys? Chris Graham here for WeLoveBetting.co.uk with my main man Mark on here. How's it going, Mark?
Yeah, not bad, thanks, Chris.
Excellent. We're talking about the playoffs, of course, because the domestic season in the Football League finished on Saturday. Now it's all eyes are on the playoffs. 12 teams left in that competition, looking to move up a division. I've asked Mark to look at all three divisions, and we'll have a video for each of the divisions. We'll start with the Championship right now, Mark, and I'm going to look through the teams in betting order. So at the top of the betting order, Steve McLaren's Derby, 9-4 to go up with Sporting Bet. Your thoughts on Derby?
What an odd sort of season it's been for them. I know a lot of people sort of suggested Derby were great promotion potential at a price back in August. 12 points from 10 games under Nigel Clough. They're on target for about 55 points, I think that is. McLaren took over 73 points from 36 games. Over a 46-game season, that would have been, 93 points, the same as Burnley, who won promotion. That just shows the impact he's made. They've got the best attack in the league. They're also coming into the playoffs in the best form. They've won 5, drawn 1 of their last 6 games. Home form under McLaren, also excellent. Won 14, drew 2, lost 2. Against the top 9 sides, though, that record isn't that impressive.
Okay.
Won 4, drawn 4, lost 8. Did beat Brighton home and away, though. A very tricky semi-final, in my opinion. 3-5 to qualify, which doesn't appeal to me at all. Okay. Although third place has won the playoffs in 5 of the last 10 years.
Wow, interesting. We'll get Mark's overall thoughts at the end of the piece, but moving on to Wigan now, and what a season Wigan have had, Mark.
Yeah.
Relegated last season. A lot of people, including myself, expected them to really struggle this year. Owen Coyle was in charge, and it was heading that way. He got on Uwe Rosler. He's got them into the playoffs. They, of course, they played in the Europa League at the start of the campaign as well. They've knocked Man City with the FA Cup. Hell on earth, it's been a more exciting year than last year when they won the FA Cup. Wigan,
similar to Derby in a way when you talk about the manager situation. Coyle's sacking, he took 22 points from 16 games. Rosler took charge, took 51 points from 28 games. You mentioned as well they won away at Man City, took Arsenal to extra time. They've now played 60 games this season, though, which is surely going to start catching up on them. I think towards the end of the season, people were pointing their finger to fatigue. They won 3 of the last 10, right, losing 5. What else can you say? Their first 11 home games under Rosler, they won 7 of those, kept 6 clean sheets. Their last 7 home games, they've only won 3 of their games. Starting to leak goals as well. They've drawn 3, lost 2 at home to top 6 sides, failing to score in 3 of those. Only won 2 of 10 games against the top 6 overall, failing to score in 6. Not that encouraging. They do have Wembley experience, where there's 4 Wembley visits, I think it is. Wow. 2 semi-finals and a final and a Community Shield. Yeah. To me, though, looking at the prices, I fancy QPR, but I'm sure we'll come to that.
Yeah, we'll come to it right now. In fact, you've got the game, haven't you?
I am, yeah.
Both games.
Yeah.
Both games. Wigan and Friday night, isn't it?
20 quid, great value for both
fantastic.
games.
Absolutely fantastic. 20 quid each way. Big respect to the clubs for that. QPR, of course, you're a big QPR fan. I would say it's been a frustrating season for you boys. Although you did expect them to really struggle, and that has been the case to a point. Are you confident that you can get past Wigan here?
Relatively confident, yeah. I mean, we're third favourites to win promotion, which doesn't really sit well with me. I thought I'd be surprised we weren't automatic favourites for that. But it's 16 years since the team finishing 4th in the Championship, won promotion through the playoffs. We do have the strongest squad on paper, full of potential as well. But I just think the recent fitness return of Charlie Austin and Danny Simpson, who a lot of people fail to mention, he really does do a great job at the right back, as well as the X factor of Ravel Morrison really helps us. Home form is the best of the playoff teams. They've won 15, only lost twice, conceded only 18, which is the second best in the league too. But it's away from home, which we really struggled. Won 8, lost 10, which is only 2 fewer than Yeovil did on their travels as well. Recent form, won 3, drew 1, lost 1. Going back further, lost 8 of 18 though. Won 3, lost 7 of the last 10 away as well, which is a real concern. Only Brighton scored fewer goals in the top half. We kept 3 out of 23 clean sheets in 2014 after keeping 14 in the first half of the season. Only won 2 of 14 against the top 8. Only won 2 of 9 away to the top half. You know, there's a lot of things going against us here, but I fancy us to get something at Wigan and do the job at home.
There's some parallels for me for West Ham in 2012.
Yeah.
A big club heading into playoffs under a cloud. And of course, we know what happened to West Ham. I wonder if Mark agrees. We'll find out after he talks with the 4th team. at the Championship. And that's Brighton, Hove and Albion, who are in this for the second consecutive year. Last year, of course, they lost to Crystal Palace in the semi-finals. How do you think they'll fare this year?
I think you've got to give them a lot of respect after the way they finished that season. It wasn't just that last gasp winner at Foro for Auxerre. The fact they finished with drawn 4 and won 4 in the last 8. They won 4 of the last 6 actually. 13 points worse off than Derby, but I don't think they deserve to be such big outsiders in that semi-final tie. They drew too many games over the season, 15 of the 46. They play a real possession type of football where a lack of goals can cost them, and it probably did to do any better than 6th place. They were the 18th top goal scorers in the league, which is astonishingly bad for a top 6 side. But their defence is very strong. Away from home, they only conceded 19, kept 11 clean sheets on their travels too. Only lost 6 of their 23 games away from home, so you've got to fancy them to go to Derby and do some sort of job under Oscar Garcia. But their Amex record is pretty poor, only the 11th best in the table, winning 10 home games. Did lose home and away to Derby, as I mentioned earlier, and won 5, lost 3 of the top 6 sides, which is quite respectable actually. Also worth noting with Brighton is their lack of goals in Brighton games. 17 of 23 away, went under 2.5, as did 19 of the last 24 overall.
Okay, interesting. Well, there's the 4 sides that Mark sort of look at. Mark, if I give you 20 quid to have a bet on, let's just quickly go through the odds. Brighton 16-5, 5-2 Wigan, QPR 11-4, and Derby 94 favourites with sport in the bet. Mark, where would your 20 quid go on? Who would you go
well, I've got Brighton and QPR as the value selections to qualify for the final, and I've got to go with Rangers at 5-2.
He's going for his own club. QPR. That's his Mark's pick for the Championship.